Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, MsBrownCali. Came on here to talk about those basketball wives LA. Where do I begin? This time I wrote down some notes because last time I forgot to talk about a few things. So I'm going to talk about Jen. Jennifer wants to talk about the fact that her behavior has to do with the fact she lost her mom and she's grieving. And yes, people do grieve differently, and I get it that she has lost her mother and she's dealing with it and she's not coping very well. I would suggest that she go get some counseling because, one, you don't blame your mother death for the fact you're out here lying, talking about people daddies, behaving badly, and then trying to justify it. And the whole thing is that she keeps acting like she's the victim when she created all these problems. If you hadn't said nothing, then there wouldn't even be an issue. And I don't know if it's the issue is that she feels that, Shaq slept around with everybody, so what's the big deal? Or is it that, so what if he slept with Evelyn? So which one is it? Is it that Shaq slept with everybody? Or so what, he slept with Evelyn? Or is it both? I do like the fact that Tammy checked in on Malaysia, see how she's doing. Now that whole situation with the four of them getting together, that seemed kind of weird because I just feel like everybody keep thinking that Kristen is supposed to make Byron do what they want him to do. And I don't know if that's because maybe the ex-wife was doing that. Maybe she could influence Byron's behavior and they expect Kristen to do the same thing, or they want her to do that. But I don't see that happening with Kristen and Byron. She doesn't seem like that. I mean, Cece and Byron. So I don't know why they keep expecting Cece to make Byron say or do something that he clearly don't want to do. Maybe after they see this episode, their behavior will change towards her. I see they introduced the new girl Phoebe. Who they said that's Lance Stevenson baby mama. So I guess Lance Stevenson, I guess he's still playing with the Lakers. Here in LA. For those who don't know, I do live in California. And I am a Lakers fan. If you have a favorite NBA team, leave a comment below. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Been a Lakers fan since I was 5 years old. And she seemed like she's okay, but we've had people in the past seem like they okay. So we'll just see what the future holds with her. I like how going back to Tammy and Reggie, how they went ahead and sat down and talked to Lyric and Jazz. I think the girls are really hurt that they just went and eloped and didn't say anything. They just, hey, we just gonna do this, forget everybody else. Especially while everybody was at the house. Like, that was crazy. I don't know. I don't get the whole thing why Tammy is being so secretive about everything. I don't know why she even cares if people are happy or not happy for her. I can only assume it's because everybody's been so shady towards her in the past. But I'm glad the girls went on ahead and forgave their mama, because I just think that they were really hurt that they was left out of that moment and they really wanted to be a part of it. I don't know what's up with the whole OG situation. She seemed, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. It looked like the next episode is gonna be good. So, look like her and Kristen gonna get into it. Because Kristen, she doing way too much as usual. And I thought that whole thing going back to the four of them at the little meeting, I thought they was kind of ganging up on CC. I thought they was just doing too much. I thought that was like putting on a show for TV. I don't know if they really would have said all that to her had they not been on TV. I don't think they really would have even said all that because I think that they know Byron would shut that down. He does not seem like the type of person that would tolerate any type of disrespect for his fiance. So I think some of this stuff is just for TV. Because he was very pissed off. He was extremely upset about the whole, you trying to make me look like I'm a deadbeat grandparent. And he was upset that his daughter went over there. It was in the middle of what's going on between the two of them. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out. I wanted to know also, how did you guys feel about this other situation about Jen and the whole thing, like towards the end of the show? Because, well, going back to when like when I was like the four of them with Malaysia, London, and CC and Kristen, when the four of them, when I think that people have this misunderstanding of when it's time to have a discussion, people feel that, okay, now we want to get things out in the open. That means that now I can be disrespectful. And I think that's when the issues come into things getting blown out of hand, taking in main into matters get worse because people tend to, well, now I'm gonna say everything I've really been wanting to say to you and feel towards you and taking it to another level instead of still keeping it on a respectful platform. You know, you can still get your point across without being disrespectful. And I felt that the daughter, London, you know, I felt like she was saying some things that was kind of out of line. And I think that people feel that just because you think someone should react a certain way to your situation and they don't, means that they don't care for you or they don't appreciate you. Everybody doesn't feel the same way. Everybody don't react the same way. And just because people don't react the way that you think they should doesn't mean they don't care about you. It just means that people react to situations differently. Everybody is not made the same, so they're not going to react the same. And I think some things are also a culture thing too. You have to keep that in mind. Everybody's not brought up the same way. I think the real issue is because even Thomas was saying everybody wants to blame CC for Byron's behavior. Byron is the problem. Byron's the one who's changed in the whole situation. And nobody wants to hold Byron accountable. It's so much easier to blame CC for Byron's behavior. If you feel that Byron is the one acting differently, you need to have a conversation with Byron. That's who you need to talk to. But it's so much easier to say, well, since she came along, then this person is behaving differently. That person is behaving differently because that person is in a new relationship. That person is no longer with their mother, so of course the relationship is going to be different. But if you feel the behavior is different, the treatment is different, you need to address the person who is doing those things. You cannot expect someone else to control someone else's behavior. And that is why it's an issue. And to say you're the woman in this person's life, so you need to be the one who tells him this, is ridiculous. You need to talk to the person you've had the relationship with the longest, who you should feel the most comfortable with, and say, hey, what's the problem here? And you need to realize that when people do start new relationships with other people, they may change. And I think Kristen has really burned a bridge, because it's one thing to have family issues, and it's another thing to make them public for the world to see. So how do you fix that? Is that even fixable? Like, how do you go back and say, wow, you just said this person is an effed up person. You really publicly humiliated that person. And even though you feel this is the truth that you're speaking, you can't unring a bell. So I don't know how you're going to fix that problem, because, the damage is done. Byron doesn't seem to want an apology. He seems to be like, I'm done with you. But, in time, all things can be healed. But there needs to be some type of remorse, some type of, at least ask for something, try to make amends, instead of feeding fuel to the flame and involving other people. But she seems so messy. I don't see that happening. And then you brought the daughter into the situation on top of it, like you went and got some backup. So it's only gonna piss him off even more. It's gonna make him even more mad, and make him really not want to have nothing to do with you. And that's even gonna create a bigger problem between him and his son. So I don't see how you're gonna resolve that matter. So with the final thing I want to discuss is the whole issue with Jen, and when they went to the little crystal ceremony thing that Jackie had. I can understand Jackie feeling like, okay, hopefully, we can solve this issue that the ladies are having. Let's try to get some peace out of this. And when Jennifer started, when Shawnee started to say, hey, you know what? You attacked my children's father. You're not the type of person I want to deal with. And she started attacking Shawnee back. And then Evelyn is like, just because your mother died don't mean you need to behave this way. Excuse me. And the whole thing was, I was wondering, would you behave more like Evelyn and just get up and walk out the room? Or would you behave more like Shawnee and walk over and comfort her and give her a hug? Me personally, I think I would have been like Evelyn. I think I would have been so disgusted that you're trying to use your mom as an excuse to justify this type of behavior. You said some messed up things about my child. You never apologized to anyone about what you did. And on top of it, you trying to play this victim role. And now you want to break down, start crying, all this stuff. So leave a comment below on what type of person are you? How would you behave in this situation? Are you more like Evelyn and would have walked out the room? Or are you more like Shawnee and would have gave her some type of comfort and sympathy for what she's going through? If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks, until the next video.